Welcome back to Boomer's Playground, and we'll be going over coding exercise 56 in the Colt Steele Web Development Bootcamp on Udemy. So this one, we're still in the DOM section, which is cool. And this one is kind of neat because we have three different solutions for this one. So we'll do solution one, and I'm pretty sure one of these solutions will not pass the test. And that's just the testing suite, but I have it set up in my JS bin here to show that it does work. So, all right, first, the first things first is for all of these, we're going to need all of the spans. So they provided us with an H1 element, which contains 7 spans in it, which the H1 part is kind of irrelevant. But what you can do is, let's say you had a bunch of spans throughout the entire project, and you only wanted the spans that were children of an H1, you could do H1 and then span, and then this should give us the same node list or array type list that we can loop over. So, all right, so the first one is we'll just go old school. We'll do for let I equals 0. We'll do I is less than spans dot length. And remember, the dot length gives us the human readable, so it's one more than the actual index. And then this one, this one tricks people because they're going to have two things. So we have an array of spans and we have an array of colors. And so a lot of people will think that they need to loop over both of them. But in actuality, we're lucky because these are the same length. So the amount of spans is 7 and the amount of colors is 7 as well. So for the first span, so we get span of 0, which would be the first one. So what we can do is we can do style.color, which will change the color of the text, and then we can do colors of I. And so this will be spans of 0 to colors of 0, and the next one will be spans of 1, color of 1, spans of 2, color of 2, so on and so forth. And you'll see we get the nice rainbow colored text of rainbow. And you'll see that that does all the tests pass on that. So the other way we could do this, and this one I don't think will work, and I think that's because of the testing suite, and it's not the code per se. But what we can do is we can do our for each, because remember with the for each, we don't have to keep track of anything. So here, like it was pretty easy, but you know, we had to set it to 0. We had to make sure we're checking the right thing. We had to add it by the right thing. These are 3 possible areas where we could make a mistake and it could crash our site. So I just like the for each for the simplicity of it. And normally what you see is you just see one thing. But you have a second item, which is the index, which just like this 0, we're going to start at 0 and it's going to keep adding on to that. But the cool thing is it's keeping track of it for us. We don't have to do any of the math. We're just saying, hey, the spans array, loop over it till you're done, and then just keep giving me the newest index that we're looping over. So in here, we're getting the span, which is awesome. We'll do span.color, and then we can do colors, and we can do index. And again, I don't think this one works. Oh, maybe it does. Okay, yeah, so you can see it says the first span should be red. It's clearly red. So I think I do think this is just something with the testing suite, which is fine. But yeah, but you'll still see that it is the rainbow colors that we're expecting. And then solution 3, we have our for of loop. So we'll do for const span of spans. And then in here, we'll have access to the span itself, style.color. But then how do we get the color? We don't have any kind of index, right? So my first thought is we can keep track of our own up here. And then we can, just do that. And then this should still give us the same thing. and you'll see we're still getting that same thing. Obviously, this seems like it's a lot more work, a lot more chances for us to make a mistake somewhere. Again, this is why I really like the for each solution, even if the Udemy testing suite does not like it. It still works, and that's fine. If you guys run into a situation like this, ask in the Discord and we can help you decipher if your code is correct and the testing suite is just bad, or if maybe you forgot something in your code. Because the problem here is you always want the test to pass because the tests are going to account for a bunch of like edge cases that you might not think about. But again, in instances like this works, but the testing suite doesn't like something about it. So kind of sucks, but that's what the Discord group's for. That's what we're all here for. So I hope you guys learned something today. We learned how to grab a array or node list of things, loop over them, and change the values compared to another array. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next exercise.